Hi, welcome. So I figured I'll do a WIP Chat today. Yes, it's a little earlier than normal. It's during the day. I tend to record these at night, but it's during the week. Kids are at school, and hopefully I can get this done before the youngest one wakes up from her nap. So, anyways, today, figure we'll chat about. I asked a bit ago, a little over a month ago, if you guys wanted to hear about some of the issues I had during the pregnancy and all that stuff. So I figure I won't go into details since some of you, it might be a little too graphic and stuff for you guys. So we'll just go over some of the health I had, some of the concerns I had of her when she was born and all that. So my oldest, towards the end, at 39-week checkup, I had diagnosed with preeclampsia. My blood pressure was as high as, I believe she said it was like in the 200s. That was back in 2015. And while I was there, we found out I also had chlorosis of pregnancy, which is a liver issue with pregnancy. It makes you super, 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 super itchy. And we found out I had other like clotting issues and all that stuff while we were there getting the blood work done to be induced from the high blood pressure. So all went smoothly, everything went fine, all that fun stuff. And then this time when I got pregnant with my youngest, things went smoothly until, God, I think I was like 20 weeks or something. So it was like towards December, end of December. So just about the halfway mark, I noticed I was being super itchy, like super, super itchy. And I remember being like that for a while with my first one. So I finally went there and I went, well, I had chlorosis last time and I've noticed I'm being super, super, super itchy lately. So they went and got the blood work done to make sure, just in case. So I was like, maybe it's just, a seasonal thing or it's my chlorosis again. So we got the blood work done. Turns out that's a good thing we did the lab work for that, because it turns out I did have chlorosis again. Luckily, I noticed it in time, so I was able to take the medications for it this time. And then, so they monitored me, of course, and monitored me for that. And then we did the 24-week blood work check stuff for gestational, like they normally do. That one I did not have with my oldest. And it turns out that blood work came back and I did have gestational. So I had chlorosis of pregnancy, and gestational diabetes on top of that. And then they got a bit concerned too with my there was something else too they were concerned about. There was a third thing I had and I can't remember. Oh, signs of, they were checking me for signs of preeclampsia too because of that. So I had like a triple whammy. So then they ended up delivering her 36 weeks in 4 days. And of course I felt guilty going, I couldn't get her to carry her to full term. Whereas my youngest got induced, I got induced at 39 weeks at my oldest, but she wasn't born until her actual due date, because it was like that Friday was the 39-week checkup, and then it would have been 40 weeks at her due date that following Sunday. So like 2 days after that, it would have been 40 weeks her due date anyways, and she ended up being born that day anyhow. So anyways, then the youngest was born. Both of them ended up being C-sections, because the first one wasn't supposed to be a C-section. It wasn't a planned one. It just ended up having to be one after 3.5 hours and having issues of pushing. So we ended up doing a C-section. This one, the youngest, was a planned one. And then she had to go to NICU, the youngest one. The oldest one didn't. She just stayed in the room with us. We ended up staying a week because of me, not because of her. The youngest one, she ended up being in NICU until she was able to go home at 8 days. So she had trouble breathing, and then she mastered that and all that. She then had trouble mastering feeding. She would take like an hour to feed a whole bottle, and then she also had jaundice. So while she had jaundice, she ended up doing light treatment. And since they cut her feeding in half, because at that point she was still only feeding, it took her an hour to finish the bottles. So since they cut her feeding in half and she only had 30 minutes to feed before she had to go back onto the light, she obviously lost a lot of weight. So she ended up having to stay longer. Luckily, it only took a day for them to use the light treatment, but it still made her lose a lot of weight. So she ended up having to stay, and she finally went home at 8 days, and she's thriving now. She's meeting all her milestones, even though she was born 36 weeks and 4 days, and the stuff we looked up, they tend to not count them. They tend to not worry about, like, I have that CDC app for milestone thing, and because she was born at 36 weeks and 4 days, they count her as obviously 4 weeks premature. So they we don't have to worry about her milestones until obviously when it would be she was supposed to be born on March 23rd, so like the 23rd of October, she wouldn't be counted as a milestone for 7 months. Well, she tends to beat those milestones, because before she was even the 23rd of September, she was meeting just about all of those milestones for 6 months, except for maybe 2 of them she doesn't fully do yet. Like, she sits up, but she doesn't usually have her hands out in front of her to help her sit up yet. And she doesn't usually take turns making noises yet. Like, she'll talk to us, but she doesn't make, like, she takes turns talking to us, but she doesn't take turns making noises back and forth yet. So, but everything else she meets for 6 months. So she meets definitely all her milestones, and they're happy with her weight. So she's thriving now. And so those are always good. And then we'll also talk about my mental health stuff. So I have really bad social anxiety, to the point to where I could go to the store, but if I by myself, I'll get to the front door and then I can't go any further, or I can't check out and leave the store without someone with me. Like, someone has to be with me to do this stuff physically. And then I also have chronic depression. And recently, when my late husband passed away, I was diagnosed with PTSD also, because he was talking to me 1 second, and the next he collapsed. So I watched him, he collapsed, and yeah, it was right in front of me. And then on top of that, I also even tripped over him. So I went to get something so I can get out of the house so they can do their thing. And it was middle of December, because it was December 8th, so it was cold, so I'd have to go in the hallway. And as I was going to change from shorts to pants so I could be in the hallway, I tripped over him and went, screw it, I'm not changing into pants, I'm just going to go in the hallway with the shorts on. I don't care, because I ended up tripping over him too. Tripped and fell on him. So yeah. yeah, fun times. So my mental health isn't usually, I'm seeing a therapist, I'm seeing people for my antidepressants that help for both antidepressants and social anxiety. For the anxiety, it helps for both, which is very helpful. I also have a therapist. And I was diagnosed with depression since I was 18. So that was since I'm 33 now, so since like 2011, I was officially diagnosed with it, March of 2011. And I mean, I suffered with it since 2009, since I was 18, but I wasn't officially diagnosed with it until March of 2011. And then the anxiety and social anxiety part came out like a couple of years after that. And the PTSD was like back in 2022. First I thought it was just the grieving process, but then my fiance noticed all the signs and he was like, I think you have that. You have to talk to your therapist about it. So I eventually talked to her about it. She did all the questions, all of that fun, all that stuff, and got diagnosed with it. Sorry, I keep forgetting. This is my new iPhone. I keep forgetting. My fingers keep going towards the cameras. So that was yeah. My mother doesn't, I don't know about now. She says she believes in it, but she used to not. But people used to tell me, why are you depressed? You don't need to be depressed. You should smile more. I'm like, oh, thanks. Let me, because I totally didn't think of that before. Let me just have a magic ball and just make me smile and make me feel better. So I tend to read my signs very well. I tend to notice when my mood is affected. Sometimes, very rarely, does it sneak up on me, but usually I notice and go, oh, yep, this is how it is today. I usually don't have a trigger. There is usually sometimes a trigger, but I don't usually have a trigger. Sometimes that's just how it is for me. I'll wake up one morning and that's just how it is. Other times I can be fine during the day and then it'll just appear. It's not very often bad enough, but every now and then it's bad enough to where all I can do is sleep it off. Luckily, that isn't very often. Thank goodness. So, usually when my depression acts up, I have to be left alone. I do just the basics, which is tend to the 7-month-old, make sure she's taken care of, fed, played with, changed, all of that, make sure that basis is covered. Now, I mean, before my youngest, before my youngest, I used to do the same thing with my oldest, make sure she was fed, clothed, taken care of. Even when she was a baby, I did the same thing, make sure all of those were covered and basis. But it would be the bare minimum. Make sure I ate so that I could take care of her. Make sure her needs were met. And that would be like the far as I could go. So I always make sure she's covered, they're covered. And if a fiance's working, I make sure all of our kids are fed. Make sure if they need a shower, they shower. Make sure they don't get into something they're not supposed to, and that'll be it. I don't want to be bugged over nonsense. So, luckily though, my fiance usually is there to back me up. My late husband used to do the same thing. He would make sure I had one day to myself It's a little harder with my fiance now because it's just the amount of kids in the space we have. But I always make sure that all this is covered. So then, let's see, what else to talk about? So my daughter, oldest daughter, my daughter, had picture day. She had picture day. It would be, day recording this September 27th. So it would be yesterday, but for you guys it'll be like last month, because it'll be like this will be posted October. Let's see. October 5th already has a video, which is the next Saturday. I would have had to put a video up, which already has a video up of unboxing this kit that I'm working on now. So that following Saturday, I would post, it would be this WIP Chat. September 26th is the day she had picture day. So she got pictures done, and then next month I'll be doing Christmas shopping. So in October I'll start doing some Christmas shopping. I like to get this stuff done. I tend to like to do it a lot sooner than this. So usually around August or September I like to try and get Christmas stuff done, but finances just didn't fall that way, so I'll have to start doing that next month in October. Should be the second weekend, end of October is when I'm gonna start Christmas shopping. So it's nice. All the kids are at school. It's nice and calm and nice and quiet. Gives me time to rebalance enough for the kids to get home and deal with that chaos. Which I love all of them, but the drama. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The headache, the stress. Oh my goodness. But I still love them. But I love it when they go to school. It gives me a couple hours. A couple hours. So the one I'm working on now is Halloween Kitty. This is the one I'm working on for Halloween. It's by Diamond Art Club by Puffy Gator. I already have this section done. I finished this section last couple days ago, I think. So September, I want to say anywhere between September 22nd to the 24th, somewhere around there. I know I kitted this up September 18th. I took this out on September 18th and started working on it. But I didn't put the drills down until like that following week, so like the 20th or so, somewhere around that week, this week. So let's just see. Another reason I tend to record these ahead of time and post them out like maybe a month or so back is it's just easier for me to get the recordings done and then schedule them out instead of worrying about recording them and then posting them a couple of days later. It's just easier for me to get them done when I have time, which is usually either the kids are in school and my youngest napping if she cooperates, but usually in the evenings when she's finally asleep and the older kids should be going to bed. But then it makes it difficult sometimes because people will be still coming out and they usually complain or whatever, and I have to record these in the living room because that's where my desk area is and that's where we have the space for this. So it makes it a little difficult sometimes, but So it's just easier for me to just space these out, get these done when I can, and schedule when I can post them. So, which isn't bad for a chat, for open chat today. I got 20 minutes in now. I know our chats will probably be a little bit all over the place. I know the last open chat I posted was, well, I didn't have much to talk about. It was a very boring chat. I am so apologize. Sorry for that. But I wanted something up for you guys. I was running out of things to do, and I wanted something up for you guys. So then, so this will be the second weekend in October when this will be posted. Scheduled and posted. I keep forgetting, damn it, that the camera is on this side. Trying to put my hand under it so it'll be more comfortable for my hand. But I keep forgetting the camera's under there. So I split this into 9 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sections. I got 1 section done and almost done the second section. So that'll be almost 7 sections to go as soon as I finish this one. So I kind of say a lot of so's and see, there I go again. So I also tend to keep the certain kits that I'm working on next. These are all the colors I have that goes with this one. I tend to keep them over here. And then when I kit down, I put them into the bin. I don't even take them out, and I just put them right back into the next bin. So, let's see, what shape should I do next? I'll do this one next, I think. So, goodness gracious. So the oldest one, 16-year-old, will be 17-year-old, sorry. He's not 16, he's 17. He's going to be 18 in March. He is actually going out to Job Corps, actually. We don't have an expected date yet, but so. Oh, I forgot a couple colors. Couple of them. I still have a couple of this mark left. I don't have much more to say, unfortunately. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about now. So my fiance actually likes to work on models, like those little metal model things. Kind of like, I guess, he used to work on a lot of the metal earth ones. He doesn't really like those ones anymore. Those are like the cheap ones, the ones you would find at like craft stores, like Hobby Lobby and stuff. He doesn't usually like working on those ones anymore. So, but those are the ones I could think of that you guys would probably find in stores. So then, so I try to get him a couple of those every couple of, like for like Christmas or whatever. So I'll probably get him one of those, a couple of those for Christmas. I won't go crazy in my ideas about Christmas stuff because then I won't have anything to talk about for you guys in one of the other WIP chats. So what are you guys' plans for Halloween, since this will be posted around in October? What are you guys' plans for Halloween? We still have to order the kids' costumes as of recording this. So I'm pretty sure we'll record it soon. I'm sure by the time this is posted, we would have had the kids' costumes already ordered or in the works or something. But as of recording this, we haven't ordered their costumes yet, or gotten their costumes yet. We're thinking the youngest one, that'll be 7 months. Tomorrow, September 28th. I think she'll be a little kitten cat. I don't want to do it in a pumpkin. A lot of people do pumpkins. My oldest, because she was bouncing everywhere right around Halloween, she ended up being Tigger for Halloween. It was cute. So then I don't know what the other ones will be. I do know the 10-year-old, he always wants to wear a costume with a mask or something, because he always says, this is what I want to be with the mask, but he ends up not wearing it. So he's not going to be a mask. I think he wanted to be like one of those inflatable ride dinosaur things. So I think that was the plan with him. The girls, I don't know. The older girls, I don't know. I know one of mine wants is freaking expensive, because it's one of those Disney descendant things, I guess, and they're freaking expensive because the prices went up for Disney with their new contracts and stuff. So I don't know. That one's in the air. I don't know if we'll get it, because we found one, but we saw how much it was. I don't know. We might try and talk her out of being that one, just because we can't afford it. I think it was like $70 or something. We're just like, yeah, I don't think so. She's gonna outgrow that by next year. We're definitely, I don't want to spend that much for a freaking costume. Especially that she's probably not gonna end up wearing it again, because she's gonna outgrow it before she can wear it again. So what else we gotta do? Well, my favorite Halloween movie is Hocus Pocus, actually. And not the second one. The second one, I did not like at all. I did not like it. I like the little flashback of how they were when they were kids, how they became the Sanderson sisters, how they became that. But after that, no, did not like it at all. So I like to try to watch that at least once a year, usually, yeah, at least once a year. I try to like to watch Hocus Pocus at least once a year. So I'll probably watch that soon. I know it'll be back in theater again. At least that's what I saw on Disney's Facebook feed. It said that it'll be in theaters. I forget when, but it said it'll be back in theaters again. And then what else did we do? Oh, excuse me. Sorry for the yawning. Excuse me. And then we like to, oh crap. Crap. I just spilled all over this side. Great. Sometimes I use a cover miner and sometimes I don't. As you can tell. No cover miner this time. But sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Usually I don't, but every now and then I'll remember to and I'll grab it. Another reason I don't is because I don't leave it out, because I have cats that like to be walking all over here. And this is where I like to store it. And there's a few times where I found it have been my canvases were pushed off of my desk and onto the floor, either from the wind or the cats. And so I tend to try not to. So, and then there's times where I forget. So, I don't. All the cover minders I have right now are from Diamond Art Clubs. They go with your packages. I don't have a lot of their new canvases. I have maybe one that came with their new toolkit with those pens and stuff. I haven't opened it yet. All the other ones are from their older toolkits. The ones that came with, well, now older ones. The ones that came with those sticks. The cover minders and washi tape. All the washi tape I have is either from that toolkit or it's from a couple of years ago now, since I ordered them. They're all in here. All these diamond stickers are for my daughter. She did them and like, what can I stick them? I'm like, give me some and stick them on my washi tape thing. So, yeah. So I kind of got my daughter into it. She's kind of been doing somewhat decent recently. She lost, I don't know, maybe she lost them. Maybe the cats got into where she was storing them and they misplaced them. But she had one that she was almost done with, and then somehow she lost all the colors that go with it. Either she lost them or the cats lost them or got into that box that she stored them in, or the others. I don't know. I don't know who did and who didn't. So she's adamant she left them there, but I don't know. She tends to misplace them, and there's times where she actually does, and then, so I don't know. No clue. So, but she was almost done it, so I kind of feel bad for her. It was a partial, she was almost done, and now she can't finish it, so I kind of feel bad for her, but it's alright. She has some of my older unlicensed kits because I got rid of them. Like, I'm never gonna do them. I kept them for a while, and then I just recently went, yeah, I'm never gonna get these done. So I just got one done. That was my unlicensed that I won't be posting here at all. Just finished it. It was for a 9/11 one with the Twin Towers and the US flag on it. I won't share it, but I finally finished it. I finished it right before I did this one, the Halloween kitty, right before I started it. So I finished it September 18th, and then I worked on kitting this one up that same day. So I figured I wanted to work on it right around 9/11, but I also, that's why I bought it, was to work on it around 9/11. But then I also went, perfect, I can get it out of my stash. I'm taking up space there, and so I'm glad that one's done. It's pretty, but not good quality, and it's not licensed, so I won't be seeing that here. Anyways, and you won't be seeing any more of those either, because I will not be buying, and I have not bought any unlicensed ones since end of around December of 22 was when I started buying only licensed kits. Usually only from Diamond Art Club. That's when I started it. So all the ones that I had that were unlicensed was all from before that. So from like July of 22 is when I started buying my own kits. All of those kits. And then I started, so yeah, only a couple months. So not really that crazy amount of them, but still a decent amount, but not a crazy amount. So there's several other companies I want to try. Like, I want to try J Gem Shop at some point. I just ordered the Distracted by Diamond. I hope they have the holiday kitties. I hope they didn't retire those ones, because I got Mama Bear from them, and that one, when I saw it, it said that it was going to be retired after this. And I've been checking Distracted by Diamonds, but I haven't seen any holiday kitty kits yet. And I hope they didn't retire them, so I hope they're going to still stock them so I can try those ones. That, or I was hoping Diamond Art Club, since they licensed this, the Halloween cat one, I was hoping they would license the other ones too, but I haven't seen any. So then I've been hoping Distracted by Diamonds would restock them again, so I can purchase them and try the Puffy Gators other holiday kitty ones, like Christmas kitty, Valentine's Day kitty. And then I wanted to try maybe some Dreamer designs. I don't know. I think there was a couple other ones. I was like, yeah, sure. I'll keep an eye on the shops. Maybe try some. I know I wanted to try Hidden Gem Shop. Some of their mini kits look nice. Maybe try some of those. And then try some mini maids, I guess. Try some Bella art. And so those, some of them I keep an eye out. But I've been focusing more on trying to get stuff for the kids. It's done for our kids and our bills and food. And then also the fair at Diamond Art Club. I tried to grab the older kits that are on my wish list instead of the new releases. I'll add the new releases to my wish list, but I try to grab the older kits. With the wish list at Diamond Art Club, I try to do the focus more on older kits / also most wanted. Like, I'll enjoy the most, but also on the older categories. So hopefully I can grab them before they archive them. This time I've missed, but it happens. Like, well, if I miss one, I go, well, I guess I did not need that kit. Because I am not gonna go off of a D-stash and pay twice as much money for it. It ain't gonna happen. So the store containers that I tend to use are art dots. I hope I plan to get Diamond Art Club trays. I want to grab another thing of art dots though. I already have 2 of them, but I want to grab another one because my rounds are stored under at least the 420 containers, quantity containers. And my squares are under the 220, which used to be the biggest one. So I want to grab another 421 so I can have my rounds and squares in the same quantity containers stored in. And then I want to get the Diamond Art Club containers, probably 2 of them at least, so that I can hold up to 100 and something, 108 color count for containers. And maybe I could do those for kitting and store my round and squares in the 420 art dot containers. Maybe, at least that's my thought process. I just haven't been able to afford those yet because those just haven't been in the budget lately. They, again, bills and food and stuff for the kids first, so those are on the back burner at the moment. And then so we're heading on to the 40-minute mark, so I guess we'll end it here. And I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And so yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.